I'm Gorilla Monsoon.
I'm Bobby the Brain Heenan.
And I have no idea what the hell we're doing here.
Does he ever?
Huh. Gene, we're recording a promo for a podcast.
What the hell is that?
It's a show where...
Promo, that's where you hype something.
Oh, why don't you be serious?
He asked.
Oh, Heenan, damn it, I know what a promo is. What the hell is a podcast?
It's a show where people, they talk into microphones, usually from their house.
Naked, too.
Stop it.
So, why do they do that?
I'm not sure, really.
Definitely not for the money.
Huh.
Oh.
You better believe it.
So, what's this one called?
Let me see. The Hot Tag Podcast.
Whoopee.
Does anyone listen to this?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure
the government is testing it as an alternative to the chair.
Will you stop that? That's not nice.
Oh.
It's illegal in 11 states.
Quiet. And welcome to the Hot Tag Podcast.
They're not really naked, are they?
I certainly hope not.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Hot Tag Wrestling Show. For now, I am Chris C. Francesco. That is Sir George Rogers. George, I know the answer to this, but everybody else might not. What's going on, man? How are you?
Well, Chris, it's a loaded question.
It's fully loaded. Ha ha. All right, so what's going on, everyone? I know it's been a couple weeks, just September through basically June. I mean, I work pretty much Monday through Friday nights. So, you know, it depends on my hours where I can get a show in during the week. You know, George also works. So it's just last week was just tough. Just wasn't able to make it happen. But we're here this week, and I'm kind of happy that we are. Tonight we're supposed to continue covering the Monday Night Wars. We're entering July of 1996. So tonight is, as far as we know, if we get a chance to cover it, will be July 1st, 1996, Raw versus Nitro. But there is a couple things I want to talk about, and I hope that that George and I are able to relay our text conversations lately and our phone conversations lately over the air tonight, because I am really just discombobulated over the last 24 hours or so, more or less the last 4 or 5 hours, when I kind of found out that, in order for me to be able to watch any WWE PLE ever again, I would have to pay an additional $30 plus tax, $30 plus tax on top of my already paid ESPN Plus subscription to watch WWE. And I might be all over the place with my words because I don't have a script here. I never do, and I kind of just speak from the heart. So basically, where I'm getting at, and George is going to really hit the nail on the head with this. But for me, what was the last pay-per-view?
Clash in Paris.
Clash in Paris, as probably for a long time, will most likely be the last PLE that I watch live. I always thought in my head, there's going to be a day where it's probably going to be too expensive to go to a live event. It's expensive to go to SummerSlam, or if a big event is in Philly, it's pretty pricey to go to a wrestling event. It's going to get pricier, by the way. But I never, ever thought, no matter what, George and everyone watching or listening, I never thought that I would stop watching wrestling because I was priced out of watching it on television. And I just thought that I would just maybe naturally just fall away from the current product, kind of like I have the last year. But I would still, no matter what, have an opportunity, like George will say later, I could just come right back to it and all that kind of stuff. But now I have to, I pay $90, $95 a month for live TV plus Disney Plus and an ESPN Plus bundle. Plus, I pay $18 a month for Netflix. I don't watch anything on Netflix but Raw, and that's if I tune into Raw. I paid up until a couple months ago, obviously. I mean, I still do. I love Peacock. I paid $13 a month for Peacock. So, and I still will always do that because that's where the network is until December 31st of this year. I am officially, I am tapped out of pro wrestling. I was actually excited up until like 4 hours ago when I'm like, oh, I have ESPN Plus. I'm fine. Until I hopped onto my Hulu app, which displays my ESPN Plus, displays everything for me to see, what's happening right now, obviously, what's going to be happening tomorrow and the next day, just so I can like either record it, maybe I can just save it and it can remind me when it's coming on, all that happy horseshit good stuff of streaming services. And I'm scrolling through for Wrestlepalooza and it pops up on my ESPN. I'm like, oh, that's great. Perfect. Because George and I were supposed to watch the show tomorrow. And I scroll, and I finally see, oh, cool, tomorrow, Wrestlepalooza premiere, whatever. It's the first episode. And then under it, it doesn't say ESPN Plus. It says ESPN Unlimited. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess maybe it's the first day that they're calling it that, blah, 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 like they said it was going to. But, I was told that I was told by the dirt sheet kings that always are correct, that if I have an ESPN Plus, already have an existing ESPN Plus account, I shouldn't have any problems. I will be able to watch PLEs on ESPN. It is 1000% incorrect. So I call Hulu, which is Disney, and they control the cable and they control all that. And I said, hey, you see my account? I have Hulu Live TV, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus. Will I be able to see WWE PLEs with my current bundle that I already pay $95 a month for? And they said, unfortunately, no. You would have to have ESPN Plus, and you would have to, on top of that, pay $30 a month for the ESPN Unlimited. And I said, is this like just for Wrestlepalooza or moving forward? They said, based on the contract between ESPN and WWE, that's what it is. WWE will be every PLE will be the center of the ESPN Unlimited app. And I said, maybe in the future, it's just going to be bundled, maybe at a lower price point, as long as they sign up for your services. They said, no, not at all for the foreseeable future. It's something separate. I said, all right, thank you. I get off the phone. I immediately text George, and I'm assuming on the other end of the phone, he's foaming at the mouth. And that in my head, and I even texted George, and I'm like, you know what? I am legitimately upset that wrestling has been ripped away from me because I'm not. I gave, and George has for 30 something years, I have given so much money to WWE. And I've always, when they went to the WWE network, I paid $9.99 a month for that. They could have made that $25 a month and I would have paid for it. But as soon as they went to Netflix, I got a Netflix account. Same thing whenever they've done anything. Same with Peacock. I sign up for Peacock for WWE. I'm just not doing it. $30 a month, George. I'm sorry I'm taking up time here. That's a substantial amount of money to ask somebody to pay for to watch WWE. I mean, it's almost like going back in the day where you had to pay $39.95 a month to watch these pay-per-views, but I didn't have, $250 already locked up on cable and other apps that I have to watch. Now I can't. Now I just literally, I just can't do it anymore. I can't add an additional $30 a month to watch half-ass pay-per-views. So George, I'm going to hand it over to you because I know you have a lot of really poignant things to say, and you're just as pissed off about this as I am. And because it's more than me being actually pissed, I'm really hurt. I know that sounds, really wimpy and corny coming from an adult man saying I really am hurt about now I can't really watch pro wrestling because I would be a billionaire, motherfuckers, and I wouldn't pay $30 a month for a PLE. Not a shot. And because I just think I would be feeding into the TKO way of, you know what? We're going to, if we price out the middleman, then we price out the middleman. The problem is for 30 plus years, pro wrestling has been built for families to be able to afford, to be able to access forever. And I know for a fact, man, maybe not for a fact, obviously, but I'm sure Vince McMahon somewhere is going batshit crazy thinking about the idea of just continuously upcharging the fan. And TKO coming out a month ago saying, WWE and Vince McMahon for years were, not effectively going to the price point that they should have because they were based around families, saying it like it's a bad thing, condemning the idea that making pro wrestling affordable for families is like a bad thing. And then saying, we got to reach the price point of UFC. Just a reminder to everyone, if you want to go to some rando UFC event like in Atlantic City, like just sitting in the second level is like $400 a person. So WWE is not only going to be 1,000% pricing out the consumer who wants to go to their live events, they've already priced out the consumer from a television aspect. And it hurts because I've devoted 30 years of my life to, you know what? Vince, I'll go with you with here. I'll go with you to Peacock. WWE, I'll go with you to Netflix. I'm stopping there because I don't even want to pay for Netflix. But George, I'm going to hand this over to you. I'm sorry for that 12-minute rant.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
It's your show as much as it is mine. So go ahead. The floor is yours, man.
You said it. You said it best. We as fans, not just you and me, but everybody, we as fans have devoted time. We've spent money on the merch, T-shirts, live events that we could go to, and it's part of our lives.
Yeah,
it's Dean's right. UFC does suck.
Yeah.
It's part of our lives. And especially in the times that we're going through right now, I'm not going to say more than just the fact that if you live in America right now, it is a fucking tense goddamn powder keg everywhere you go. And honestly, like it's exhausting me and it's frustrating me to no end. Dean's listening. He gets my texts, my rants on a regular basis about just shit that's going on. And it's nice to have like a little creature comfort, like being able to watch shows that I like on a regular basis, like, reruns of Frasier, which I do watch on a pretty much regular basis. Mm-hmm. Movies I've seen, 100 times and then some, like the movies that I have to watch to record for Multiverse, like the things that we do for Multiverse, little things like that, like little creature comforts that kind of help me get through the day and forget that the world is on fire around me.
Right.
And wrestling is one of those things.
For sure.
I can lose, he's right. They are the lewdest of the nudes. But it's, going back to when I was younger and watching, I could watch and I could lose myself in the storyline, like talk to people like, hey, where do you think this is going to go? Mm-hmm. I could put in a game and then create a character myself and like redo like own storylines I want, like lose myself into this world. And now it's being taken from me, not because of like the company going out of business or a failed business model. It's because they're deciding to upcharge. They have embraced corporate greed to a level that I've never experienced with anything else. I mean, granted, I am not the biggest like regular sports fan. Yeah, like there are the teams that I like, but I'm not a diehard Eagles fan like you are, Chris. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not an Eagles fan at all, but like, I mean, I like football, but I would never go to an Eagles game, partly because I'm a Cowboys fan. And I don't want to get murdered in the stands. But even you can agree, Chris, the tickets to go to a game, yeah, your face says alone. They're insane.
Yeah.
To go to a Phillies game, I mean, even that's like, even for like a cheap seat, it's probably like in the 60s. That's still kind of reasonable. I mean, the Phillies are a playoff team. So you go and you watch like so you go and watch that, but like the Flyers and like Sixers tickets, they're still on the side of, hey, we can still kind of swing this in a way.
Yeah.
And that's real sports. That's
right.
legitimate sports competition.
Mm-hmm.
Despite what you think otherwise of how the organizations are run, you still have to be a professional athlete to play in those leagues, and you got to be good.
Yeah.
Like wrestling, and I'm not saying this as a derogatory term, it's a sideshow act.
Of course.
It's all a performance. Like, we know that CM Punk's real name isn't fucking CM Punk. We know Seth Rollins' real name isn't Seth Rollins. I mean, John Cena's name is John Cena, but that's just one of those things. Like, we know everything is an act. And now, to go see this act, I have to empty my fucking bank account.
Yeah.
And that's just for a Raw.
Yep.
Or a SmackDown. For a PLE, it's insane.
Yeah.
And not to mention the fact that they want to go to stadiums anyway for these PLEs. All right, well, those tickets are fucking astronomical. Right. We can't afford to go to those. And now it's like, all right, so we can't afford to go. That's one thing. At least I'm able to watch it on TV. Right. But now I don't even have that.
Nope.
It's like, yes, could I do $30 a month for ESPN Plus? I could. However, I'm not going to watch anything else on ESPN Unlimited.
Exactly. Neither will I.
I'm not going to watch a baseball game for teams that I don't give a shit about. Nope. Or a hockey team that I don't care about, or some random ass football game from 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm not going to watch any of this shit.
No.
I just want to watch like the wrestling stuff. And like we had it good with the network, $9.99 a month. And we had everything.
The library,
Raw, every SmackDown, every WCW pay-per-view, every ECW pay-per-view, every WWE pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We had some stuff from the territories that they had like the library.
That's why I said WWE Network could have been $30 a month, and I would have paid it because it's justified.
Yeah, that would have been justified. But now it's like $30 a month for that, but then like other items as well. And the climate that we're in right now, where everything is expensive, nothing's going down.
And we know for a fact, a year from now, it's not going to be $30 a month.
No, it's not, because they already talked about how they said that Vince only catered to the families. We haven't even reached the limit yet. It's like, you haven't reached the fucking limit. Who are you catering this shit to?
I don't know.
Who the fuck are you catering this goddamn sideshow crony act to?
Yeah.
You're pissing off the fucking fans. And I don't give a shit if it's some white collar piece of shit asshole who can afford this shit and not think twice about it. The majority of wrestling fans are people like us, blue collar people, the salt of the earth. And now we can't afford to watch this shit that we have invested our lives into. This get taken away from me. Why? So I can turn on the news and be aggravated at every fucking decision that gets made in this goddamn country, or watch on TV some new show that comes out that's only going to get canceled after 3 fucking weeks because nobody watches regular fucking TV anymore.
Right.
And ESPN, this fucking ESPN company, which has been claiming, we're the network of sports. It took you this long to get sports back to your fucking company. You're just now getting baseball and football and basketball and hockey back after you sold the shit years ago to other companies so they could air it. While you were putting out shit like Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless as just talking heads who know nothing about sports and just want to put their fucking opinions out there. Now you want to go back to it, and now you're going to charge us for it? Yeah. Fuck you, is my response to that.
And Dean's spot on. That was the next thing I was going to say to everyone, because even George said to me earlier before I had to tell him, well, ESPN will probably get the library. They're not. ESPN came out with a statement earlier this week. I wish I could find it. I'll probably find it when we're done. I'll send it to George, where ESPN said they're strictly PLEs. They're not going to carry any library of any Raw, SmackDown, any previous pay-per-views. It's strictly just a business right now of give me your pay-per-views, and then that's it. Just another reminder then, on December 31st, when the clock strikes midnight, the deal between Peacock and the WWE is done. So we still, as of Friday, September 19th, we don't have any idea where the WWE library is going. So that's why George and I weren't kidding when we're like, we might not be doing this show past December because we're not going to have any means to watch anything unless, and I read that there could be something between Peacock and WWE where they sign some kind of like extension until the WWE is able to find a permanent home for the library. But guess what, assholes? It's September. Netflix still hasn't updated any Monday Night Raws outside of 2024 and 2025. So, at some point, I would like to know if Netflix is going to get every single episode of Monday Night Raw from the past. If not, then what's the point? What's the point?
And there's no Raws in between 2001 and 2021. There's 20 years of the Raws that aren't there. That includes the entirety of the Ruthless Aggression era.
Yeah, the best era of them all.
So I can't even go back and watch that episode of Raw where Shawn Michaels does that great heel promo in Montreal.
Not unless Netflix deems it good.
Yeah. In which he, calls Bret Hart to come out. It's all a fucking ruse. And the same thing with Hogan. Like, that's a great fucking segment. Yeah. But I got to watch that on YouTube. I mean, I guess that's fine. But at the same time, it's like, all right, so if this stuff does go to Netflix, are we getting the entirety of Nitro? Or are you going to scrub that clean too? And then, because God forbid anybody does anything anymore, they'll scrub every episode of Nitro. It's got Chris Benoit on it. So then we won't have basically any fucking Nitros.
Yeah, I mean, this is the weird thing. And your rant was great because it's everything you said was so correct. I mean, now it's going to cost, $18 a month to watch Raw on Netflix. It'll cost me $30 a month this year because we know for a fact next year we'll get an email saying ESPN Unlimited is just growing in cost because it's got to compete with the marketplace. It's going to go up in price.
I need to ask you this because I want to know why does ESPN need two apps?
Dude.
Why do they need ESPN Plus? And then why do they need the ESPN app? What is the difference between these two fucking apps and why couldn't they just make them one?
I know. I know.
This is like greed at a level that is unfathomable.
Yeah.
Like, we are already paying out our asses for these streaming services. Granted, like, some of them are reasonably priced. Peacock did just go up, but it really only went up to like $10. I'm like, all right, like, that's fine considering the content they have and what I can watch on there and what I go back to. Like, that's justified. Netflix, right. I didn't have Netflix until they got Raw. And I was like, all right, well, this is the only way I can watch Raw. But then even I'm paying $15, it's like, well, I'm barely watching anything on here. So I started watching things on here just to kind of make it worth my money, make it worth my time. Mm-hmm. I still watch stuff on Max because they got the DC content. I can watch Peacemaker.
I can watch Aquaman.
You can watch Aquaman and ruin my algorithm.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, hey, your algorithm was a lot better before Warner took down all the Scooby-Doos.
Yeah. But like Warner Brothers does have a big library. So it's like, all right, like I can justify HBO Max because there are, outside of DC, there are a lot of big name franchises under the Warner Brothers logo, namely the Harry Potter franchise is under that.
Yep.
The Lord of the Rings franchise under that too, because they were New Line, but New Line was purchased by Warner Brothers. So that's under that. Disney Plus, I mean, we all know, Disney owns just about everything, a nerd could want. Yeah. In terms of like Star Wars, MCU, Simpsons, they got like the stuff from Fox. Mm-hmm. And Paramount basically fulfills my need for all things 90s nostalgia because Paramount as the company owns Nickelodeon, MTV, like stuff like that, and like Comedy
Yep.
Central. That's like stuff that I watch growing up. Like if I'm getting to a nostalgic mood, I'm like, okay, I can go on and throw on a couple episodes of Hey Dude, and that'll satisfy me for what I need for the day.
Yeah.
But it's like all of those. It's like, but it's good to have all of those.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what happens when you fucking get rid of physical media. Now we're reliant.
Sure.
Now we're fucking reliant on these streaming services that still don't have everything.
Don't remind me, man. Like, I don't got to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, like already, like the first movie we got to do for the 66 Weeks of Horror, I don't own, but luckily Dean does, so I can just borrow it from him, so it's not a problem. And I did go out to Tunes. I did pick up one movie that I knew I was going to need because I can't trust it to be streaming because it wasn't last year and we had to scrub it. And that was 13.
Hilarious to me.
And that was 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts, Chris, from 2001. Matthew Lillard classic.
Yeah.
But no, like, eat shit. I mean, got a little Shaggy going on right here.
Oh yeah, classic. Can't beat it.
Always in support. Always in support.
No doubt.
But it's maddening.
It really is.
This like one thing, this one like little thing that just kind of helps me. Like I talk to guys at work, they're always asking me, hey, what do you think they're going to do with this? Kind of like how you do, except they don't call me at 11 o'clock at night. They asked me during working hours.
George is my night wife. As if like I'm a truck driver on the highway and I got to call someone at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, he's calling me on a CB. He's like, hey, Breaker 19, Animal Rogers, are you out there? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's like this has been taken away from me, not because, and I told this to you, it's one thing to lose the fans because the product is bad. Mm-hmm. But you can get those fans back if the product is good. We saw that. Considering how bad the product was from, we'll say 2017 to 2020, especially when COVID hit and they were doing the Thunderdome era. The product was bad. It was very unwatchable. Yeah. But then it turned around. They got Cody, Vince's house, and Triple H gotten head of creative. They got Cody, they got CM Punk. Like WrestleMania 40 was huge. One of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. Yep. You can get those fans back. And they did get those fans back because the ratings showed it. But now you're losing the fans because they can't afford your product anymore. Right. Because of you. Because you wanted to raise the price. Because you wanted to make more money. WWE was already a $1 billion company. Yeah. And TKO was like, let's get a little more. Yeah. Like, fuck you. How much more blood do you want to get from this stone? Like, you're right, man. They are going to get to a point where the people who can afford the product are not going to want to watch it because the product is ice fucking cold right now. I agree. There is no compelling storylines. The most compelling storyline they have is bullshit because people just hate Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. So, like, you got that. And then I told you, I was like, it would be great if Vince McMahon would just call up Tony Khan and be like, hey, I can help make your company successful. You just have to listen to me. We know that isn't going to happen because Tony thinks everything is great over there because that's what the dirt sheets tell him. And what his fan base tells him. His fan base is like, hey, everything is going good, so that's why he won't change because he thinks that everything he's doing right now is right and he doesn't look at the negative shit. Right. Which is fucking maddening to me because it's like you could be a number two. But you're not. You're listening to all your fucking yes men who are like, hey, everything's good. No need to worry. And he's like, well, everything's good. Why should I worry? Someone says something negative about my product. Well, they don't know. They're not real fans. They don't get it. It's like, all right, how much more of this bullshit do I got to hear? Because that's all I'm hearing left, right, fucking sideways all over the goddamn place is how great things are and they're fucking not. But at the same time, you're telling me now, you told me earlier that Netflix wants to buy Warner Brothers. If Netflix buys Warner Brothers, AEW is done. Yeah. They won't have a TV deal. Nope. So we're not even going to have that if that deal goes through. Yeah. Because TKO will make damn sure that there is only one brand that they have. And they will wipe that shit out like it doesn't even exist.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even believe I'm saying that, but it's like AEW needs to exist. Competition is good for this business.
Yeah.
We saw what it was when we didn't have it. I mean, granted, we didn't have much competition in Ruthless Aggression era, but we had TNA. TNA was on a channel you could fucking find. There was something.
They had a deal, yeah.
But in like from like 2010 to like 2021, the product was so dim. It was so grim to watch. It was the only thing we had.
Is it?
Because you couldn't find TNA.
Right. And that kind of goes into our next topic, and I got it right here about an AEW resurgence. And look, this is something 6 years ago now. We looked at it, and I remember when AEW came on, I'm like, I've always been a very loyal subject. It's I've always been a WWE guy, but I'm thinking, all right, well, this AEW is pretty legit. I mean, they have the right talent there. They have a television deal with TNT, which is huge at the time. And like we just said, 2019, 2020, 2021, the WWE product was so bad that we thought for a fact, like, wow, there's a really good shot here that AEW can make some noise in the marketplace. And they did for about, 6 to 10 months. And, now, when you look at the Raw, and you're right. I mean, Dean, that's where now.
But that's the other side of the coin. It was everything I just said. Their product isn't good, but Tony thinks it's good because that's what people are telling him.
Yeah. So my point is, and this is still yet to be answered by any, AEW tard out there who just continuously backs the product. Same with Meltzer and the Slurp man himself, Brian Alvarez. The debut episode
and Sean Robb Sapp.
Oh God, he doesn't even exist in my breath. The debut episode of the AEW Dynamite was 1.4 million people. 2 weeks ago, Dynamite had 535,000 viewers. I don't care how you shake it in terms of, well, that's not how ratings work. When you have 1.4 million people watch your show and you haven't had that number close since, and now you're averaging 580,000 people a week, somebody has to tell me where the almost 1 million people you had at that 1.4, where did they go? Where? I know that's not how people want to say ratings work, but when you go from 1.4 to 580, well, that's a big ass problem. And that's where I'm so upset about the state of wrestling now, because Tony Khan has something that he literally has the financial backing to do whatever needs to be done to be a legitimate competitor to the WWE. And just to break this again to all the word that Dean likes to use on Twitter that gets banned, just want to say this to all of you. There is zero competition between the company. I don't care what Chris Jericho says. I don't care what Tony Khan says. I don't care. Even Dave Meltzer in his own way earlier this week said, it doesn't matter what AEW does. They can put an event on the same time as WrestleMania for free on television. They will not compete with the WWE. The WWE at WrestleMania 43 alone in Saudi is going to make hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue. They are going to make more money that one weekend in Saudi than the entirety of the television deal that AEW has. So to tell me that there's a competition, there's not. AEW does not exist in the pro wrestling marketplace. It's almost like watching Channel 48 when ECW was on a scribbly television screen. That's the comparison of competition between WWE and AEW.
It was 53.
50, okay. It was 48 for me.
On my TV, it was 53.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the comparison right now because there is none. There's not a single aspect of wrestling where someone could tell me AEW is a competitor to WWE because it's just not. And that sucks because we're at a period now where if Tony Khan could just find someone smarter than him in the wrestling industry, which is a lot of people, and get some advice and listen to that, things could change. And George and I thought about this earlier. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think it's something that Tony Khan, if he hasn't tried, he needs to do it right away. I don't understand why he is not on the phone daily or having actual meetings with Vince McMahon on saying, how do I start moving forward?
Well, that was like I told you. Vince isn't going to openly speak to Tony Khan. Mm-hmm. He's going to go through Shad Khan. He's going to go through somebody that he can talk business with, who understands metrics, understands money influx, and how to run a successful company. We can say what we want about the Jaguars. They have not folded up as a franchise. They do still exist. They just don't win games.
Right.
But they get TV deals. They get sponsorships. There is no, they are a success. They're just not a success at the thing that they are supposed to do, which is play football. But that's the guy that Vince would be talking to. He's going to talk to Chuck and say, listen, hey, I know you're bankrolling this.
Yep.
Let me try to save you some money.
Mm-hmm.
No, bring me in, consultant. I'll talk to Tony. Not even backstage. He doesn't even need to have to go to a show. Just hold a meeting. You have him, send the jet to, send the jet down to Jacksonville, pick Tony up. Vince probably still has a private jet. There's no way he fucking doesn't. Pick Tony up, fly him up to Greenwich, talk to him at home, say, hey, listen, I'm coming to you as a friend and as a fan of this business. Mm-hmm. I was born into this business. I helped make this business what it is. I am the reason why this business is a worldwide juggernaut, for lack of a better term. Mm-hmm. It's like, just hear me out. Let me just give you some pointers on what you need to do to help, just to help your company. Whether or not Tony's going to believe it, because I believe Tony lives in his own mind where he listens to people who are like, oh, Vince hates the fans. Like, Vince would never, Vince has lost touch. He doesn't know anything. Like, Vince, listen, I will never say another cross word about Vince McMahon for as long as I live.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit if he was having an extramarital affair. I don't give a shit if he was shitting on somebody's head in a hotel room. That's not my business. What he does, behind closed doors, that's his business. Just like how what you and I do behind closed doors isn't anybody else's business. It's a private life. It just happened to come out. He just didn't fucking pay her. And I know I'll get some shit for that. Oh, but he was trafficking, blah, blah. It's like, all right, whatever then. It's a losing. I'm going to lose that argument either way because I don't care enough to debate enough on it. Mm-hmm. But when Vince ran that company, I could afford to go to a show. Not me. I'm just speaking in general. Like, we could afford to go to shows. We could watch the product weekly. Mm-hmm. We could afford the pay-per-views. We had the network. Mm-hmm. Vince catered to everybody.
Yes.
It was families. It was single folk. It was old folk. It was young folk. Mm-hmm. He catered to everybody, not the super rich.
Yeah.
This is what, and then this is going to be my comparison to Jurassic Park. This is like when in the first Jurassic Park, after they go and they see the Brachiosaurus for the first time, and then they go to the visitor center and they're having the meal and all that shit. And like Gennaro is, his eyes are all wide because we can charge whatever we want and people are going to pay it. And then Hammond's like, well, we can't cater this to the super rich. And then he makes the Snyder remark, we'll have a coupon day. That's what this feels like.
Yeah.
They are catering to people who can afford this shit. And considering the state of the country we're in, that's a minority. That's not everybody.
No.
You know, I know, Chris, I know, you're a 2-income family.
Mhm.
So it's probably a little easier for you than it is for somebody like me who, I mean, I'm a single, I mean, I don't have a family. I'm single income. I'm one person.
Mhm.
But things like that are a little harder on my aspect. There's not a second income coming in.
Mhm.
Someone like Dean who, yes, he's married, but as of right now, him and his wife are not living together. I mean, she still has a residency in New York. She might come down, she might not, but that's going to be a little harder for him if he wants to watch the shows. It feels like we are being shuttered out of this scenario. It's like, I know you didn't watch The Simpsons,
Mhm.
but there's the episode where Kirk Van Houten gets fired from his job at the Cracker Factory.
Right.
And there's someone that's like, the Cracker, it's like, the Cracker Factory, it's, it's like, we like to cater to families, it's like, we don't know if single people eat crackers. We don't know. We don't want to know. That's not an audience we want. That's what it feels like I'm getting here. It's like, oh, like, you can't afford it? Well, I don't want your money anyway.
Right.
This isn't catered to you. And now here's something a little more aggravating. I got SmackDown on here in the background, and Brock Lesnar came out. He gripped up Michael Cole, put him in the ring. He was going to beat the piss out of Michael Cole. Corey Graves gets in the ring to stop Brock. Corey Graves eats 2 F5s. This man hasn't taken a bump in 15 years.
Right.
It's been a minute since Corey Graves took a bump, and he sold that shit like he was murdered. And it's like now, and like Brock was tearing apart ringside. He knocked the Prime shit over, which, I kind of chuckled at internally. But it's like, all right, I want to see what John Cena is going to do to Brock. Yeah. But now I can't.
Yeah.
And since they said that there isn't going to be a library, are those shows going to be one and done on ESPN?
That's what I was wondering.
Watch Wrestlepalooza afterwards?
Yep. That's the question, man. It's ridiculous. It's the $1 billion question.
AEW doesn't have the star power to mount like a good Resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, they could, but Tony doesn't know how to book. Tony doesn't know how to book a strong babyface. He keeps pushing the same shit. Hangman Adam Page and like MJF. It's like, all right. And Moxley, it's like, all right. We've seen this. What else do you have for me? You have all this other talent on your roster, but you're basically just only going to, oh, well, these guys are my main eventers. This is who I'm going to. Mm-hmm. Well, why can't you build up a mid-carder?
You're right.
Why can't you push somebody? Christian Cage was the hottest heel in that company. Mm-hmm. Why couldn't they put the AEW title on him? Christian Cage as world champion with that gimmick that he had?
Yeah.
That's money. That's money to be printed. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, we're going to go with Moxley and keep doing this Death Riders thing. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, the Death Riders thing that drove fans away?
Yeah. Same with the Learning Tree.
Yeah. How about NJF in the same fucking feud that he runs every time he's with somebody? Every time he feuds with somebody, it's the same thing. Comes out, cheap heat promo, goes for a dig that gets people going, ooh, and then we go, ooh, I can't believe MJF said that. Well, you should, because he's been using variations of this shit every time he feuds with somebody. And then somebody wants to get a match with him, and he's like, no, you have to run the gauntlet. It's like, oh, again with this shit?
Yep.
Like, it's the problem is with these guys, it's all the same old shit. And I even told you, every single person in that locker room has too much say in what their character does.
Yep.
Because Tony is a friend. He's not a boss. He would rather risk making no money than to lose a potential friend. Because he lost CM Punk and he hasn't gotten over that.
It seems to be that's how he's running that locker room is. And, look, I'd rather be your friend.
Yeah, and he holds a grudge too. And if anybody thinks I'm wrong, answer this one AEW fans, answer this one question for me. Where is Jack Perry? because I haven't heard anything from this guy in like over a year. Unless he tore both ACLs and he needs to be out for a year, or he has like the Austin neck issue. But where has this guy been? Nowhere, right? Because he's a guy that started shit with CM Punk and caused CM Punk to leave. Tell me Tony's not harboring that grudge. I said early on Jack Perry could have been an attraction. As soon as they gave him like that Tarzan Boy song, people could sing along to it. He was getting cheered. They turned him heel. He went dead fucking cold. Nobody gave a shit.
Nope. No one cared.
It was done. It was done and over with. And now we don't know where he is.
It's ridiculous, man.
I assume he's growing out sideburns to be like his father. No disrespect to Luke Perry, but that man had a good pair of sideburns.
That's right.
him and Jason Priestley, it was sideburns for days. Sculpted, well manicured, even. The 90s. I miss it. You miss it. We all miss it.
Oh, we all miss it, yeah. Look, this is it's just really sad where we're at. And, we just spent 46 minutes talking about all that stuff. I don't know how much time we have left to get to Raw versus Nitro, so we'll try to get to that now. Because again, Nitro is a 2-hour show. So
yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, we're not gonna go off topic. There's not a whole lot to really delve into. Yeah. So
this week, I am going to start with Monday Nitro. Did you get it, George?
I didn't have anything queued up because I was watching. So
all right. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Again, July 1st, 1996. Monday Nitro is live from Landover, Maryland.
I mean, this is the last Nitro we get before the world changes.
Yep. Dean just sent me this. Disney Plus Hulu ESPN Unlimited bundle. Yeah, for $30. Look at this. Starting at $29.99 a month for 12 months, and then it goes to $35.99.
Eat shit.
You're so funny.
Eat shit.
Dude, I already pay for a bundle. I'm not going to add another 30.
I got Disney Plus, I got Hulu, and I really only have Hulu because there's shows on there that I do want to watch.
Same.
Because they're only on. That's the only thing that they're on.
Yeah, I can only watch Only Murders in the Building on Hulu.
Yeah,
so.
I just started watching. We're in Kevin and I are in season 2. He's been out on the road, so I haven't been able to kind of go back to it. But we'll go back to it once he's back for a bit.
So your hosts are Tony Schiavone and Larry Zbyszko. DDP interrupts the opening spiel to complain about his magic ring being stolen. Strip searches for everyone, baby. And Larry Zbyszko promises that this Sunday will bring a new world order of some sort. Yeah, well, that's like just his opinion, man. So
he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything at all. Stupid.
So WCW tag team titles, Harlem Heat versus the Steiner brothers. Dude, this was really good. This goes 10 minutes and 8 seconds. Dude, what a solid ass match.
Solid fucking match. Give me Harlem Heat and the Steiners, like Hall of Fame tag team, just going at it for the titles, like to open Nitro. Like, talk about getting people to stay to watch your show.
Yeah.
That'll fucking do it, man. People are hyped. They're like, oh, if they're leading with this, the rest of the show can only be great, right?
Damn right. I'm trying to confirm this bundle package here. Account.
I'm trying to pay attention to this while I'm watching a Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Alba Fire and Chelsea Green.
Oh.
Women's tag title match.
Beautiful.
Hey, at least, you know what? Hey, it's a title that's getting defended.
I can't figure it out. Oh, well. I'll go back to it. All right. So next we have Mean Gene brings up the open wound of Joe Gomez's Nitro debut getting ruined. And Deborah admits that she might be a bit high maintenance. Then we get the commercial that Glacier is on the way, baby. At this point, At this point, it's pretty funny. I mean, it really is.
This was like I said, this was the original Veer Mahan is coming to Raw, and then it was solid ass
cats.
Macho and Poncho.
That's it, dude. I love it so much.
I like that Austin also uses like inside baseball wrestling terms when talking about his cats.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, I got Machi's pulling a heel turn on me right now. He's not letting me pet him." It's like, what?
What are you saying right now? Why are you doing this to me, Stone Cold?
Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not charging me $30 a month to look at his reels.
He's not. Disco Inferno, easy for me to say.
Disco Inferno.
Fucking
Boston. Boston Chris is here, folks.
Versus Kurosawa. Kurosawa has, I guess, in the meantime, lately dumped Sonny Ono. He's turned babyface. But this is mainly a comedy match, I guess. I mean, Disco runs away. Kurosawa no-sells everything. Looks to finish Disco off. But it's the oldest finish in the book, baby, as Disco's music hits and an Elvis impersonator comes down to distract Kurosawa, allowing Disco to pull down the disco ball and hit him in the back for the pin. 3 minutes and 42 seconds. Like I said, oldest finish in the book.
It's right up there with the low blow into the schoolboy. Yeah.
Just okay. Next is Diamond Dallas Page versus Scotty Riggs. Whatever. I mean, Scotty, I don't have anything against Scotty Riggs, but DDP is getting so hot at this point. I guess they're just going to feed him a bunch of dudes that he can just give diamond cutters to. And that's realistically what this was. A really nice diamond cutter out of nowhere, finished right on 5.5 minutes. I just thought overall it was a pretty good. This would have been a good opener.
Yeah. I mean, not as good as Harlem Heat.
Oh, not as good as Harlem Heat. But Harlem Heat and the Steiners could have been the main event.
Just to keep you updated, since Corey Graves has been taken to a local hospital after taking 2 F5s, The Miz has come out to replace him on commentary. Is this going to be The Miz's transition to being a commentator? Because I'm here for it all day, every day.
Wow. This could be finally what The Miz is going to, what he should have been doing a long time ago. Interesting. All right, Randy Savage versus, you guessed it, Greg the Hammer Valentine here in 1996.
I didn't want this match 10 years prior, and I don't want it now.
Yeah, this was whatever.
Why is Greg Valentine having a match in the middle of Nitro in 1996?
Dude, I have no
Shouldn't he
idea.
be somewhere drinking and complaining about women's wrestling?
This is the shit that Randy Savage gets in 1996.
Yeah.
This is what he gets. But he gets the elbow drop and gets the win at 5 minutes. Now we get right into the second hour, baby. We're still live from Landover, Maryland. We haven't changed cities. We've changed TV host, though. We're still with Eric Bischoff, Bobby the Brain Heenan. The Outsiders join us here at ringside with popcorn and drinks. And about 1 million extra viewers overall, which is funny. Bischoff refers to Kevin Nash for the first time here, which was very notable. And then we get to a barn burner, one that we've been waiting weeks for. WCW World Title, The Giant versus John Tenta.
Man, you're giving me this for free?
Right? Giant wins this match with a choke slam at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Dude, this was a shit fest. I mean, what the hell? This is like -5 stars.
Like, I don't like
going on.
The funny thing is that we're like, this is, when we look at Randy Savage and Greg Valentine, we're like, this is what Randy Savage is getting. The Giant isn't getting much better.
That's a good point.
This is this is just poor booking for him the whole way.
Yeah. I know. And you feel bad. But you're almost like, why is John Tenta in a world title match in July? It's funny, and some people forget, and I like doing this because it reminds people. People think that once the NWO came, like, oh, WCW must have been doing so good up until the NWO showed up. No, this is what you're getting a week before the arrival of the NWO. You're getting John Tenta in a world title match on live television. Right, I mean, right before, leading right up to the NWO, man, the product was just not good. It just wasn't good. Meanwhile, a Rey Mysterio video is interrupted by the Outsiders stirring up some trouble until security throws them out. Nash is yelling "Attica, Attica" all the way. It's any wonder.
Oh, only Nash is gonna pull out a movie reference from the 70s.
Is it any wonder they were instantly bigger stars than anybody else in this promotion?
Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's referencing Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino.
I think you're right.
Like only he's doing that, and you love to kind of see it. I mean, I don't care what anybody says about Nash. Nash is hilarious. You put a mic in his hand, and he's going to make you laugh at some point or another. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't care. Let him tear his quads. Let him fuck up his knees. I don't give a shit. You know what I like is when Kevin Nash is sitting there ringside in a wheelchair, and you make it think that his leg is broken. And that's like, oh, it's all ruse, and he gets up. That's my Kevin Nash.
That's right. That is your Kevin Nash.
Yours too. Everybody's.
That's right. Meanwhile, Jim Duggan reveals that he found DDP's ring in the men's bathroom. I don't even want to know what Jim Duggan did with it, but he wouldn't.
Well, he's the janitor. He's the janitor. That's why he was in there. Remember?
Oh, that's right. But he wouldn't want to keep it anyway because he wears a man's ring size and not the feminine piece of crap that DDP wears. Yeah, let's just remember who DDP's, bagging at this point.
Yeah, who are you bagging, Jim? Your high school sweetheart?
James. Relax, James.
Yeah. Relax, Jimmy Duggs. All right?
Yeah, relax, cheeky baby.
What are you pulling down and what's Diamond pulling down? Oh, that's right.
Paige storms in to reclaim the ring, and Duggan hits him with a taped fist of doom.
Oh my God.
Takes a dramatic bump off of it. This was just fun stuff. I mean, except for Gene accidentally calling it the King of the Ring, which I'm sure just had Bischoff in a tizzy panic, immediately clarifying it as a slip of the tongue so they don't get any more legal threats from Vince McMahon.
There's a letter in the mail right now from Jerry McDivitt.
That's right. Even in 2025. Thanks for the reminder, Chris. Next up, we have the Four Horsemen versus the Rock and Roll Express and the Renegade and Joe Gomez. Finally, the Desperado assembles a team of anti-horsemen to get his revenge. And yes, this is the main event, by the way.
This was the best we could do.
This is the best, man.
This is the best we could do.
I mean, whatever. I mean, if Joe Gomez had been the guy in the rafters, you can bet he wouldn't have failed like Sting did.
Nope. No, he fucking wouldn't. Joe Gomez in the rafters is what we all really wanted.
And in fact, Gomez decides to tag out to the Renegade and share the glory because he is that kind of guy. Renegade, who runs wild, misses a flying whatever while Mongo just flails wildly into the air with a briefcase.
Misses with a flying Sisyphus or whatever you want to call it.
It's just like everyone at once missed their cue, and it was hilarious. Renegade is one of only 5 people of all time to submit to the figure 4 at 11 minutes and 50 seconds. Joe Gomez had that match well in hand. Friggin' hack Renegade.
Fuck. Good Lord. It's like everybody with long hair, face paint, and wears tassels is terrible in the ring.
Shocking. Well, we had almost 12 minutes of a Joe Gomez masterpiece. A match almost as impressive as his hair, just ruined by Renegade's ineptitude. But still, overall, George, it was a fun match because the crowd loved it.
Yeah. For some reason, the crowd was into it. They weren't in Flair country.
And we end up the show with Mean Gene interviewing the Horsemen. So that's how it ends. Next week on Monday Nitro, right after WCW presents Bash at the Beach, the third man gets revealed. But the good thing is it was another typical WCW angle that went nowhere and satisfied no one. So no one really remembers what happens. But whatever. So let's go over to the competition. At this point, there wasn't much, but we go to Monday Night Raw, which is, we were so spoiled last week with a live Raw that we get a taped one from Green Bay, Wisconsin here. But we do get a hot opener here on Raw. Your hosts are Marty Jannetty. Your hosts are Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler.
Might as well have been.
Right. The opening match, man, Shawn Michaels versus Marty Jannetty. Woo, this is if only Marty could have stayed half sober during this era.
Seriously, man.
The amount of bangers we would have gotten from these two would have been unprecedented.
They could. Never mind. I'm not even gonna.
Yep. So look, I'm just gonna say this: the first couple minutes was kind of dull, but that final 10 minutes of that match, George, spectacular. Obviously, it should be noted though that although Vince is still hyping Ultimate Warrior as Shawn's partner, 2 days earlier the relationship completely went into the toilet and Warrior left the promotion for good. So
sounds about right.
That's good. It's unbelievable, but crazy. What a great opener, man! And credit to both Raw and Nitro here for having two incredible openers to start their shows. So very, very good on them. But God, 1996 Shawn was just untopped. You can't top it.
I mean, also, this is the first time we've seen Shawn on Raw in a long time.
That's very true.
And he's the world champ.
Yeah, I know. He's the champ. You're fighting for your life on Monday Night Raw every week, and your champ isn't on TV. Meanwhile, on Superstars, Sonny tells off Phineas Godwin once and for all, and the Guns attack him. But Hillbilly Jim makes a save, and Phineas slops Sonny to get his revenge. We'll let your imagination go where it may. Now, you would think this would be leading to yet another Guns versus Godwin's match at the pay-per-view, but no. It was Guns versus the Body Donnas in a non-title match instead. Vince uses his "he's gonna puke" voice to express his excitement over this development. I mean, he wrote it, so he might as well act like it's interesting.
He wrote it. He's gonna sell it.
That's right. Mankind versus Duke Droese. This match went 6.5 minutes, George.
Why is Duke Droese on my TV?
I don't know, man. This is a squash. A 6-minute squash.
Good. It's not good.
I know.
It's not fucking good. I'd rather face Dr. Isaac Yankem.
I know.
We still have him.
We do.
Fake Diesel hasn't shown up yet.
I know. Jerry Lawler and Jake Roberts spend the whole match snipping at each other on commentary, setting up one of the worst feuds and matches of the year. We'll eventually get to that as well. Meanwhile, call the Superstar hotline to find out why the Ultimate Warrior is in the doghouse. Answer: his father died. The WWF response: have the ring announcer tell crowds that the Ultimate Warrior refuses to wrestle in any arena like this one. Classy. Stay classy.
Well, here's the thing. With that, I was watching the biography on Warrior. Not willingly. It was just kind of on as I was doom scrolling. And they talked about that situation. The Warrior apparently had no relationship with his dad at all.
I know.
So the fact that he used that for time off Vince is but you had no relationship with him. This is now you're going to use his excuse.
Yeah. Just crazy, man. Let me go. I'm sorry. Goldust versus Mark Marrow is next. Speaking of comings and goings, Barry Windham returns at this point, and there was a little bit of a piece about this in the Observer where Meltzer says Barry Windham had a meeting with Vince McMahon this past week. He was said to have been around 275 pounds, maybe 20 pounds overweight, but was interested in making a comeback. It looks pretty good that he'll be coming in. Maybe they can team him with Dustin Rhodes as Silver Dust. I wonder if that ever happened.
I'm going to take a shot in the dark. I don't think it happened.
I don't know. I don't think you have all the facts. We'll find out in weeks.
You're right. You're right. That's me. That's me. That's on me. My mistake. My mistake.
Well, from this, actually launched a substantial rumor that Wyndham was going to be starred Silver Dust. Not that the new Blackjacks was much better, but there was a pretty low ceiling for Barry at this point anyway. Mero gets a crossbody for 2. Goldust bails while Steve Austin continues to just show incredible personality on commentary because, the handcuffs are being taken off the guy. So let him just roll, and it works. Every time he's around, it just worked. Mm-hmm. But Steve Austin, again, later on in the match, goes on an awesome rant on commentary about how he has beaten everyone in the WWF by proxy when he won the King of the Ring tournament. Except for Davey Boy Smith and Shawn Michaels, but everybody knows he can beat them anyway. Mero escapes, gets a roll up for 2. Goldust comes back with a fist drop as we take another commercial break. After that, Mero comes back with a power slam for 2 while Marlena heads over to put the moves on Sable. Dear Lord. That's compelling television. Thankfully, Terry's acting would improve, to at least a passable levels by 1999. Who cares at that point? Mero goes up with a double axe handle for 2, but Mero gets distracted by the quality acting on the floor by the 2 little hotties over there. Goldust finishes with a curtain call. This main event got 16 minutes and 20 seconds. I just can't believe. Why was it Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels the main event?
Excellent question. Goldust and Mero could have been the opening because they're going to work well together. They're going to give you a good match, especially if you limit them about 10 minutes or so. You'll get quality. Shawn and Marty 100% should be headlining the show, especially since Shawn is the world champion. World champion should headline the show.
Yeah.
But hey, that's just me.
So basically, Shawn versus Marty was the only thing really worth checking out, but the rest, was just not great. Boring storylines. No Brett, no Taker. It's just luckily we got the WWF champion, but other than that, man, kind of a dead show. Who takes the week here for you?
Nitro, easy.
I think you're right. I think Nitro takes it.
Just based off of the Steiners and Harlem Heat alone, they take it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think you're right.
And we had, plus we had Hall and Nash in the crowd eating popcorn and flashing tickets. Oh, I got a ticket to be here. I miss shit like that. But it was a better produced show. Like, we only got 3 matches on. I mean, yeah, Raw was only an hour, but one of them was Mankind and Duke Drosy. Why?
Right.
You could have had Mankind versus anybody. You could have Mankind versus Leif Cassidy, and it would have been better.
Yeah, agreed. I just don't know why. Where's the match? I wanted to say it about. It went like, yeah, you didn't need Mankind and Duke Drosy to go over 6 minutes. The opener was fine. I mean, Mero and Goldust did not need to go almost 17 minutes, but it got you a little bit more of Stone Cold, which might have been part of the goal there, but still you didn't need 16 and a half minutes to complete that. No. So yeah, I think Nitro does get the win. Nitro by won the ratings war by well over 1 million. So yeah, that's going to be our show. This is probably one of the longest shows we've had in a long time, but man, we had a lot to talk about. It was just a lot, and I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, it's easy to keep up with WWE PLEs or anything. Just go on Twitter or go anywhere, and you'll find stuff instantly what's going on. But I'm excited for next week because according to this moment, we have a deadline for doing this show, which will be December 31st, barring whatever happens between now and then. Hopefully the full WWE, WCW, and all library ends up somewhere very accessible. I mean, I really hope it stays on Peacock. That would be amazing. I would love for TNA to get a deal with NBC Universal and maybe air their shows on Peacock. That would be great. That would maybe convince Peacock to sign another deal. That would be wonderful. But Who knows? But we'll see what happens. I hope everybody who does purchase ESPN Unlimited and watches Wrestlepalooza, I hope you have a great time. George, thank you so very much as always. Thank you to everybody who's been watching here on YouTube tonight. We had a pretty large crowd for a while, so thank you for sticking with us. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, ring the bell for notifications when we're going to go live again sometime next week. So for George Rogers, I'm Chris C. Francesco. This has been the Hot Tag Wrestling Show, and we'll catch you guys down the road. Have a great one, everybody. Bye-bye.